CineBeards. We've got limited time to record.
Go,
We're going to
Best movies, best movies.
Best of 2019. Let's fly through the 17 honorable mentions first.
Jesus.
Okay, with these 17 honorable mentions, unless it's one that was like you want to say something very particular about, like one word response to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Lighthouse.
Fantastic. Everyone watch it. Holy shit.
How is that not in the top 10?
I don't know. It's in my top 10.
Jesus. My top 10 too.
Such good movies this year. How to Train Your Dragon 3: The Lost World.
What a lovely end to a trilogy.
The perfect end.
Beautiful.
Shadow, which Thomas has to tell us about a little bit.
Wuxia, Kung Fu, if you liked Hero.
Oh shit, it's that one!
It's that guy. Same
Damn.
guy, did another movie.
I saw the
Need to
trailer
see
for
that.
that, completely forgot it existed.
Rad
until
Kung
now.
Fu. Check it out.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Shazam.
Shazam!
Yeah.
What's
Do you, like, just what a wonderful
DC
surprise.
finally getting
Perfect
things right.
casting.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff.
So good.
So good.
And very, the marketing.
Yes.
Very,
on point.
What's the fucking word I'm looking for? Not reserved, but restrained.
Restrained
Yes.
with
That
no,
didn't give
no
out the
spoilers.
free
is-
blowout, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Crawl.
Yes!
Apex Predator Ultimate!
On my
Apex
list,
Predator!
just because it is... Mine were just good cinema or good movie experiences, and that was like, that's why I watch movies.
Apex Predator all day.
My top 10 list was a mix of movies that I thought were properly good and my best cinema
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, mine
Crawl
too.
was just such a good time.
Crawl is a hell of a good time. And like I said, these are honorable mentions, but that just tells you how high these things have to
Who are
be clear.
markers? Movies are getting shittier.
Jason, tell us a sentence about the Peanut Butter Falcon.
What?
It is one of the best movies in terms of representation for the neurodivergent.
Oh.
Cool.
Yeah, they got a guy with Down syndrome to play a guy with Down syndrome rather than, getting John Travolta.
That's cool.
It's Shia LaBeouf putting as much effort into acting as he did in Fury.
Wow. Man, fuck that biopic though.
Yeah,
Yeah, Christ,
Honey
it's
boy.
so brave.
yeah, so brave.
So brave.
But,
Stunning and
was,
brave.
He was good
It's,
in
it's
this.
like Ron Jeremy, just so brave while self-relating.
Yeah. Not as brave as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay,
Wow.
my bad for not watching it.
What a great encapsulation of 70s Hollywood.
I
Yeah.
loved the end of that movie.
Yes.
No,
We
no,
don't-
no. Okay. Wait.
We don't want to spoil it.
I'm gonna say something now that might be a spoiler if you haven't seen it, but it was very much Inglourious Bastards in terms of how he ended it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is lovely.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
it
is
was absolutely
as
great.
I said in the text to Jason when I added on my list, it's perfect Tarantino wish fulfillment.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
I hate the foot show though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the foot show was a bit awkward.
Foot
It
show was a
pretty
bit much,
heavy on the
but
foot show.
I loved Leo's character. I loved Pitt's character.
I fucking love Brad Pitt's
Brad
character.
Pitt is having such a good
Okay,
time.
one second.
Alright.
Dion, we're done with the spoiler part of it.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brad
And
Pitt's
now,
character
I was
is
very
just
skeptical
so
just
good.
based on the whole premise, but I will definitely
You
watch it now.
really should.
If you
I
can look
was
past
too, and the
And so it's the best.
if you can
always.
look past the feat show, it's a good time.
It was legitimately on my top 10.
Nice.
it was,
Nice.
I think, in my honorable mentions.
I thought
It
about
was in
putting
your
it
guys'
in my
honorable
own.
mentions.
Yeah.
Little Monsters.
Yeah,
What
that was in
fun-
my.
It was
honorable.
fun.
Yeah,
it was really fun. Lupita
That I
Nyong'o,
Nyong'o,
expected.
missed it.
I expected
Zambos.
nothing.
I mean, it was good, but it didn't make
honorable
honorable mentions.
maybe
or
honorable
top
mentions.
Oh,
I
thought it
limited
was-
myself to 3 honorable
Oh no,
mentions.
I had like
I had
4 or
lots.
Yeah.
But
I had a
like
couple.
it was just such a good time, such a focused, fun
Yeah.
film. Like, yeah,
I
Yeah,
agree.
I still need to get to it.
and it made on the cheap, but never looked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
low budget,
Yeah,
not cheap.
but never
low
looked
budget,
cheap.
not cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so many
Josh
Australian
Gad was an
flags.
asshole in that.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I love characters like that. So
All right. And
So
next, a
relatable.
movie that I'm sure we all enjoyed, Ready or Not.
yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
loved
Yeah.
it. Holy
was a
shit,
Such
what
a
a
fun
fun
time.
I don't even
Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Oh, and that moment.
I mean, the trailer made it look way heavier on the comedy than it ended up being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still
I think it's for
wasn't
the best.
disappointed
Yeah,
by that.
because it was genuinely
Misleading.
suspenseful.
Next.
Man, that
Good.
hand moment. Oh boy.
Boy.
Oh boy.
Which
Next.
is why he needs to watch another movie with numbers in the title.
I just love that. As soon as that happened, I messaged Dion. I was like, Dion. And then when I watched, I was like, I know what he's talking about.
He said I'll know it when I see it.
Next, Annabelle Come Home.
Didn't see
Annabelle
it.
Comes Home. Yeah, I
Did not
enjoyed
see
it.
it either.
I just like those Conjuring universe things, especially after The Nun. Watching one where they
Were
take
they
it
actually
with-
making a good movie?
Yeah, where they like again. Also, it's like a drinking game at this point, trying to see like which ending is the schmaltziest, because they always like the last 2 or 3 minutes always thick, and I'm waiting for the day they subvert it, because I'm waiting for that. But no, really good. Like,
Okay, cool.
it's just like that mold of like Insidious, The Conjuring, all those films. Like they have just a certain way they're made. It's like
Pretty much just more of
it's
the
like
good
it's just like a
ones.
burger from your favorite
Yeah.
burger place. And this
Yeah.
one, unlike The Nun, didn't have a turd in it.
Okay, so it's like a Big Mac.
Look,
Yeah.
the Nun didn't have a turd in it. It just...
Was it?
It had the blood of Christ in it.
But like in its mouth, really
Yeah.
spit.
Spit take.
Yeah.
Spit take with the blood of Christ.
Yeah, so
Like a Deinonychus.
it's horror movie comfort food.
Alright, cool.
Fantastic. The Hole in the Ground.
Oh, what a fun
Yeah.
time!
Yeah,
A24 goodness.
Yeah. And that
I
moment where
didn't
they
watch
see
that. I missed
themselves
it.
like, woo! Like the movie didn't chill me so much, but that moment specifically was like, whoa, fuck.
Oh,
I,
no.
I really enjoyed it when right at the very beginning when the camera does that upside down thing
Yeah.
and then the
Yes, when they're in the
mother and the
forest.
kid but speak to each other with the same Russian accent.
Oh no.
Good times.
All right.
Oh no.
Lego Movie 2.
It's real much spooky.
Lego Movie 2, the second part.
It was good. Do you know what bugged me about that? Was the fucking how they totally overplayed the whole everything is awesome thing.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, how many times can you reference that one thing?
That was the kind of
Over.
whole underpinning of the whole story.
That was
Over
that was
and-
the Achilles heel of that story. 'Cause
Yeah.
the main thrust of the story is like, be okay to be who you are is a
Yeah,
hell of a good
and there was some
message.
good,
Also,
good
like,
musical numbers and
Yeah, what? And its main message was, hey, toxic masculinity, fuck you.
yeah, but then they also just someone in marketing or some executive was just like that song was a
song?
big, not just the movie, that song was a big hit, so we got to reference it constantly.
that song made
Flip
the
it on
Billboard
its head, put
200.
it backwards.
It just, yeah, that was fucking, that probably, if they'd taken that whole through line out, it probably would have made my top.
That marketing man should have been dragged across concrete.
Oh man, that was
What
What
a
is
fucking good
I
time.
forgot that was this year.
Like, yeah, dude, like,
because I
we
recommended
watched...
that bad boy.
Yeah,
to
you did, and I fucking adore that movie. It was
need
my
to see
number
it.
one honorable mention.
Yeah.
We just watched the trailer for a really, really, really terrible Mel Gibson movie. Dragged Across Concrete is a really, 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 really good Mel
Did they
Gibson
drag
movie.
him across
Because you get to
concrete?
Yes.
hate Mel
Yay!
Gibson in it.
Yeah, you get to...
Oh, it's that one. Yes, yes,
didn't
I
need
remember.
permission.
Everybody's a scumbag in that movie. It's really good.
What I mean is they don't try to get you to like Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
nice. That's
They
good.
start from a
Fantastic.
place of Mel Gibson and go to a place of hate.
You mean they
So
just stay
they
where
just-
they are?
Yeah, they move
yeah.
backwards a little bit.
It's a regression.
yeah, they redeem him
No,
slightly.
it's... But, like,
He's slightly more likable than real life Mel Gibson.
again, a movie, low budget, not cheap. Good times.
No, well, they all.
And Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Also like, good. I didn't think I'd say it either. But
Yeah.
here we are. It's not like the Psycho remake.
all right. Thomas, this was one of yours. The Man Who Killed Don Quixote.
Yo, what a good time! Driver just acting
Wait,
up a
was
storm.
that 2019?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
when it came out. Oh yeah, no, that was great.
It's just Driver acting up a storm in this bizarre, surrealist,
Gilliam.
crazy movie. What a good time.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Go check it
That
out.
was 2019.
Yeah.
I've been
I
following that
legally
for like
purchased
20
it, but I
years.
haven't. But I haven't.
No, I
watched
still
it
need to
yet.
get that.
It's
Like,
mad. It's mad. Watch it.
Like some of these honorable mentions I haven't seen yet. Yeah, but we'll get there.
But yeah, I do put Peanut Butter Falcon on your
I
watch.
will.
It is on
I
my
will.
watch list. This is now my watch list.
Ah.
Full out this
Ah.
fucking list. John Wick 3 Parabellum.
I
Come on,
somehow
fun shoot 'em ups.
inexplicably haven't watched it, no matter, despite how much I loved 1 and 2.
It's just big shoots, man.
Yeah,
Big
it's
shoots.
Big shoots. It almost takes everything to its logical psychotic conclusion.
Yeah. If there can be such a phrase.
If there can be such a phrase for that franchise, and you know what, it wasn't the best of the John Wick films,
I don't think so.
but
No.
that book sequence.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
The knife fight in the knife museum. Like,
Okay, like I like it because there's an actual like near shot for shot remake of a scene from Good, the Bad, and the Ugly in John
yes.
Wick 3.
yes.
And like I was like, when it happened, I was like, I see what you did
Yeah,
there.
the homages are thick and the action is as good as ever, but it's just out of reach of our top 10.
And it's got one of
top
the
10 must be
main
fucking strong.
Yeah.
like there's a pair of cool fighty antagonists.
Yes, the two guys.
And they do, once again, also homage to their earlier movies. They do completely out of character martial arts move that is pulled directly from one of their earlier movies.
I love Zero in that movie. It's fucking
really cool.
a joy.
That is on
One that
my list.
I fell in love with, and Dion has actually seen this one. believe it or
Oh,
not.
I don't.
The Wandering Earth.
Yeah.
What a fucking cool
It
movie.
didn't make my list just because it was like it's very Chinese propaganda.
It's so
But I
Chinese
love the
propaganda,
thing
but
is
you
because
gotta
the fact that it is Chinese
You do
propaganda
have
doesn't
to
offend
love
me
it.
the way that
You
American,
have to love it with a gun pressed against the back
like
of your
American
head.
propaganda bugs me. Like when it's so, but like when it's Chinese, it's almost funny.
No, listen, I have been to China.
No, I
There
know.
is nothing funny
No, no,
about
no.
Chinese
I'm not
propaganda.
talking about you, Jason. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
I'm talking
I
about
get
me
that.
specifically.
I get that.
And for me, it's like it has no bearing on reality.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's just
Because it's so
absurd.
out there.
Yeah, see, I've been there. American propaganda I can take because, you know,
It's part and parcel to our daily lives.
yeah, it's part and parcel of our daily lives, and also America's.
quite
America's like a
harmless.
little, it's like a little cute thing going. Oh, I'm so big and scary. Yeah, you must.
Yeah.
fear
See, that's
me."
how I see the Chinese one, but,
But
I
the
know
Chinese
the reality.
one
Yeah.
is
like-
this fucking 8-foot guy with guns for arms.
We know this. And
And if you don't believe him, go to the
But
camps.
you know what I
Yeah.
enjoy about it is it's the kind of film where the premise would never
Okay,
allow it
yes.
to have the budget that it had.
I will
in
say
the West.
the premise was the
We're gonna
premise.
strap rockets to the Earth and just send it out of its
Yeah,
orbit
I
to
will say
another
that.
orbit.
That would fuck up the Earth so much.
It does!
The premise.
It
The
does.
premise
That's why
is
people have to go.
fantastic.
Like there's just
Yeah, you
select
live in the
people-
station around
Yeah.
the Earth. The premise is fantastic, and the VFX were great.
They have a really
Spectacular.
unique look to them.
Yeah, they were quite
In the best
stylized.
possible way, they
almost.
look like 2 generations from now video games.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. I know exactly. It's like that whole sequence near the end with Jupiter and all the explosions and thing. It looks so spectacular.
It's bonkers. It's bonkers.
It's bonkers.
I mean, it didn't
you
make-
gotta watch it. It's on Netflix.
It
If you
didn't
haven't
make my
watched
list,
it,
but I did enjoy the shit out of
I
it.
enjoyed the shit out of that. Watch it.
Mm-hmm.
The last honorable mention we've got, it's one that I personally loved. No one else put it on their list at all. Rocket Man. The
Oh,
Elton
I-
John
Oh,
movie.
it's really
I didn't
good.
get a chance to
It
watch
was
it.
Yeah,
really
sorry,
good.
like after Bohemian Rhapsody, it's like it's gonna be a while before I can trust
The
the
thing is-
biopic again.
Rocket Man is not entirely accurate, but it is also flamboyant and over the top.
Yes. It really plays with the idea of magical realism.
Yeah.
And like the facts about Elton John that have remained in the film aren't how can I put it?
Abject lies.
There aren't one abject lies and
No,
they're
man,
not
you're
like
not.
exaggerated.
Yeah.
You know, when Elton John in the movie is being a cunt, he really was that big of a cunt.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, he was.
You know, they don't exaggerate his
His
bad
cuntitude.
or his good, his cuntiness or his goodness or anything like that.
Okay.
It's just like through his lens and the
And
musical sequences.
It feels like Elton John.
It
you know?
feels Elton John, and the musical sequences are just fantastic.
All right then.
Nice.
On to the list.
On
stick it
to
up
the
there.
top 10, y'all.
Number 10.
Lighthouse was so
Number
good.
10.
Oh my god, the lighter. Yes, dude, what a fuck.
That 1:19:1 aspect ratio.
Yeah.
Yo.
And fucking Willem Dafoe just absolutely committed.
By
We're
Neptune!
fucking burying you, and
Jesus.
he doesn't give a shit.
He
It's,
gets
it's so
sad
cool.
his mouth.
It's so you know how he got in the film is he after he watched The Witch, he wrote a letter to the director
Eggert.
Wow.
to say like, hey, like I will work with you.
I
Like,
wanna
I don't
work
care
with
what
you.
your budget is. I want to work with
What
you.
a fucking hero.
That's fucking
Man.
And Pattinson acting up a
Yo,
Man.
Patterson put in some good acting.
dude, yes.
Damn.
If you like Pattinson in that, please check out Good Times, and Rover.
Yes.
Rover is good.
All right, so what's number
Haven't watched
10?
Good Times
Number
yet.
10, Jordan Peele's Us.
Yeah! What a good time. What a
Good-
strong
not-
second offering.
Yeah, not I think as good as Get Out.
Absolutely
on a rewatch.
not.
I think it got a little too abstract for its own good.
Well, it's also
A little too on the nose,
exceptionally
as well.
heavy-handed
Yeah,
with its metaphors. There's
Yeah.
a literal class struggle in a classroom.
Yeah.
yeah,
like-
it's like it.
And the twist was also a mile away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I called
But
it. Miles.
and also we had a terrible cinema experience with it.
Okay.
But like still a good time.
Yeah, no, very
Still
good.
very much a
I'd say
Twilight
the
Zone
first-
episode.
The
Yeah.
first 2/3 especially are exceptionally strong.
Yes.
The ending, like, I think it got a little too. People are gonna want to analyze this for its
Yeah.
own good, but
Yeah.
also, as you say, while being too on the nose.
Yeah.
But yeah, still fantastic.
Still
But I
good
mean,
time.
And the
consider-
dad also had a boat called the Crawdaddy.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
boat is named the fucking Crawdaddy. So like,
Yeah. Like
how much
Jordan
can you
Peele-
take away from this movie?
You
Really?
can tell Jordan Peele is still developing his voice as a director
Yeah.
Yeah.
through Us and through the Twilight Zone that came out.
That new Twilight Zone.
But
is
that new
good.
Twilight Zone is mad cool. But I'm waiting to see his next film is probably going to be like the closest distillation of what his vision
I
really
agree.
is.
I agree.
What's his next one?
I have no
Currently
idea.
unannounced.
I thought.
Currently
Whatever he
unknown.
makes next will
Yeah,
be.
because it was gonna be Akira, and I think that got shit.
That's got shit.
No, Waititi was going to direct Akira.
Oh.
They've lined up like 30 people to direct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's got as many directors as that Uncharted movie.
yeah.
It's lost its director again. By
Yeah, I
the
was
way.
gonna say it lost its
Good.
director.
In 9th position, Taika Waititi's Jojo Rabbit.
Holy damn! I was saying to Jason yesterday, is Scarlett Johansson secretly a good actor?
Well, she's
She
in
is.
a large portion of our top 10.
Yes. So.
Yeah, she's a closet good actor.
No,
Yeah.
I'm 100% certain because like around 4 years ago, there became a shift in my perception of her as like, wow, you're a terrible actor, and I was like, hey, you did a bit of an acting there,
You did
Yeah.
an act.
and like, it's just kind of kept going. I'm like,
With the few that
do
are
I
on our list
secretly
here,
enjoy you?
like,
Yeah. Is it almost like a masochistic relationship you have with
yeah,
Scarlett
like
Johansson?
what's going on
A
here?
love
playing with
thing.
my emotions.
Yeah, I know. I know for a
Everyone-
fact if I'd watched Jojo Rabbit, it would be in my.
Yo.
top 10.
Okay.
Yo, the shoes,
I
the shoe.
yes.
Yo.
Oh, we gotta tread lightly. 'cause
Okay,
No,
the
no,
I'm
others-
just
but
gonna
just-
say the shoes.
Yeah, but when you said, I know exactly what you mean, and holy
I
fuck.
saw it coming when they were focusing on the
They
shoes so
focused-
much earlier.
they
And I was like,
foreshadowed.
oh.
I love the sequence. My favorite part of the movie actually is her, where she takes the ash and smears
Yes.
it on her face and does the whole "I'm two
Yeah.
people at the same time."
Also, when
So heartbreaking.
the other thing that I knew was coming was when she, when Jojo asked her what they had did to get that fake, and she said they were doing.
They're
all
doing
they
what
could.
they could, and it's
And
like,
then
why
she
would you
said-
say
and
that?
then she says, "I'm doing what I can."
Yeah, and you're
then
like,
I was like, "Oh
"Oh
boy."
fuck!"
Yeah. No, but
And then
one
you
of
see
my,
the notes, and it's all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also this was in the trailer. You can listen again. Also, like Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell as the SS officer
just
is fucking amazing,
I love
and
him so
Merchant
much.
as the Gestapo guy.
I also love the one scene where they try to get in as many Hail Hitlers
Oh,
as they
Heil Hitler,
could.
Heil Hitler, Heil
Heil
Hitler,
Hitler.
Heil Hitler, Heil
It's just
Heil Hitler.
it's genuinely funny. It's heartfelt. It is a fantastic movie. It's all the best
It
parts.
sounds like Taika Waititi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
all the best parts of Eagle versus Shark and the best parts of What We Do in the Shadows in one movie.
For me, it was far closer to Hunt for the Wilder People
Yes.
and Boy in terms of balancing like proper tragedy and taking shit like that seriously with good belly laughing comedy.
Yeah.
Because it's never to the point where it's offensive what he's trying to do with the comedy. It always takes it seriously enough knowing what the subject matter is.
Yeah.
Which is important when you're
ju-
doing a
just-
satirical
and also
Hitler
turning
movie.
Hitler into a complete buffoon.
Camp Hitler is my favorite Hitler.
Yeah,
It
for
actually
sure.
Would
it's
you like a cigarette?
yeah, it's funny because I was watching Red Dwarf and there is a Camp Hitler in Red Dwarf that plays a lot like Taika's. So I was like,
yeah.
maybe he used this for inspiration because like
It's very likely. I mean, I know Taika's a fan of Red Dwarf.
So
I mean,
maybe,
everyone who's in comedy today who's worth their salt is a fan of Red Dwarf.
I'm very excited that Taika is in talks to possibly do a Star Wars.
that would
Yeah.
be great. I mean, Loved him as the droid.
I loved him as IG.
and
And I
And he's-
enjoyed the season finale,
Yeah.
which he directed. Except for punching poor Becky.
No. No.
Punch.
No. No.
That comic duo of
No.
those two speeder troopers, holy shit!
So
Fantastic.
good.
Fantastic.
I think that's
Best
probably like my
part.
probably the best part of
Favorites.
the whole season.
Yeah, just perfect.
Right, next.
Your
In
favorite
eight-
part of the whole season is Baby Yoda being punched.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Wow, Dion.
Dion's a
You're a
monster.
monster.
He's a monster.
no.
Almost like our next movie, which features the King of the Monsters.
That's sitting at number 8.
Yep.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters!
You know what kept this from being in my top 10
What was that?
Not enough punching.
No Azuna drops.
was the
You forgot it came out in 2019.
partly. I think it was just that it was one of those things where I was a victim of the hype, where we've said it before, where all the positive reviews were like, yes, it's just 2 hours of monsters fighting, and all the negative reviews like, you can't just have 2 hours of monsters fighting.
So you
and
were
it's like
like,
15
rad.
minutes of monsters
2 hours
fighting,
of monsters fighting.
1 hour of reaction shots of human being, and then another hour of drama.
Yeah.
There was actually the thing is the whole time like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
And then it would stop, but like, here we go.
Yeah,
and then it would stop.
I was with
and
you,
If
but
I didn't have those expectations, it would easily be my top 10.
I was 100% with you, except this Godzilla, like, harkens back for me to the OG Toho Godzilla
this
as
felt
a
like a
force
proper-
of nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this more than any Godzilla in, like, the recent Godzilla Japanese films, like, real force of nature.
And
Even
what
Shin
sealed that
Godzilla.
feeling for me was the score.
yes.
Yeah.
And
McCreary.
holy shit, bringing in bomb, 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 bomb,
Yeah.
bomb.
And Mothra's theme as
Yeah.
well.
Yo, and then
Oh,
they
God.
overlap that shit, and you're just like,
Yeah, I got the goosebumps.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I mean, and just how fucking badass King
Fucking
Ghidorah looked.
King Ghidorah, my boy, on screen for audience.
And I love that they're going forward with the movies anyway, even though it didn't make a massive
Yes.
profit because they just fucking love making them.
And that is
Yeah,
what
if I hadn't had those expectations, I will
Hey.
enjoy it a lot more the second time, I think.
Yeah.
But I think it's just that whole feel of, yeah. Oh wait, what? Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the false starts.
I-
I get you. I get
I,
you.
I get that feeling. But I
That's
bought
but that's
into the
purely
hype.
subjective more than
Yeah.
an objective
Yeah,
assessment.
but still, like, the highs are just so high.
Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah.
high.
But it's like,
Oh, man, when
they're
he gets super
fighting.
atomic.
Oh, human reaction shots.
It's so
Yeah,
good.
I will enjoy it a lot more the second time.
Yeah, you really will. You know what you won't enjoy a second time?
Number 7?
Number
Number 7. Because nobody enjoys it a second time. But it's so good. Midsommar.
Yo,
Oh.
what
You
a good
cannot
time.
watch it a second time.
I actually did. Hereditary, I will never watch a second time, but
Midsommar
Midsommar,
you
I
did
immediately
twice.
watched and enjoyed it even more.
The
second time.
director's
Because you got
cut.
to sit there and look at us when the moments were happening.
The director's cut of Midsommar, super worth
Extra
it.
half an hour.
What?
It's the extra half an hour.
What?
Yeah, I haven't watched it
So
yet.
it takes it up to a
Check
3-hour horror
The
movie.
fuck out.
We should do a Spooky Sunday, Dion.
I
Check
did not know.
Yeah, boy.
That's like when you eat yourself full with Christmas like lunch, and you're like, yes, oh, I'm so happy, this is amazing, and then they're like, dessert. I'm like, yeah, I forgot about
I've got an
dessert.
extra dessert ready for more half an hour
Yeah.
of Midsummer.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
real.
fantastically
Alright.
made, brilliantly shot. The Foley guys are fucking insane and I love it.
Oh my god.
Pig skull.
That's when I noticed Dion looking at me was when they were walking up to the old guy lying there. Dion just looking, and I knew something was coming.
Speaking of Midsommar, I'm so glad that we get to talk about it. So, Deervolt recently went up to the northern European countries where they have Midsommar.
Yeah.
And did you know that in the weird, far northern, like, kind of boony lands, they have a dialect based solely on breathing?
What?
Really?
Yes, there's no vocalization of words, it's about breathing intonations. How much more does that fill in some of the stuff that happens in that
Yeah.
movie?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all the rhythmic breathing.
Yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Like,
That's
that
really
fills in a
cool.
huge puzzle piece for me,
Yeah.
actually.
And also, what a challenge is it to make a movie that's scary and unsettling that is
In bright
constantly
daylight.
in gorgeous, bright
Beautiful
daylight.
pastels.
Yeah.
it's like it really speaks to Ari Aster's like talent for just creeping.
Just want to highlight the fact that the movie was not nominated for best cinematography
Because fuck everything.
Oh, and 1917 is not nominated for best editing.
Well, I mean, Dion wouldn't understand.
I
No,
wouldn't
it is.
understand.
Oh, it's not nominated, but it
Ah,
applied.
I know,
Yeah.
I know why though. Isn't it made to look like one shot? No editing. Wink, wink.
They got you there.
Fuck! You got me. You got me.
Physics, am I
Man,
right?
I am so pissed that you missed it yesterday.
Not as much as I. Trust me. Trust me.
So, Midsommar at number 7.
Yeah.
Hell of a movie.
God
I think just looking at this, according to us, the best horror movie of 2019.
Midsummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Midsummer Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, well, Lighthouse I don't quite count as a horror.
I count more as a period piece.
Yeah, it's more a drama than anything. Like, it's not really a horror.
No.
It's
So, yeah.
supernatural.
Yeah,
Ish.
but it's also psychological.
It
Yeah.
is.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
I like that his name is
And
Thomas.
there is a lot to the next movie, even though it tells a
Number
very
6?
simple story.
Number 6.
At number 6, Marriage Story, y'all.
At number 6.
At number
Hey, I
fucking
haven't
Hey,
seen it.
6.
hey, it was my number 3, man.
I think it was my number 4.
I haven't seen it, so I probably
You hadn't seen it, and I, for personal taste reasons, still had it in my top 10, but lower.
But lower, okay.
Because
Yeah,
it's
mine
it's
is-
not normally my type of movie. But goddamn,
Holy
I
shit.
cannot
Holy
deny how
shit.
fucking
When are
good it
people
is.
gonna get on board with me and
Adam-
fucking fall in love with Adam
They
Driver?
fucking should, man.
Everybody should.
God, jump into bed with Adam
I love
Driver.
that man.
Yo, I love that man.
He's the world's tallest, most handsomest Jew.
I will concede that he is the most handsomest Jew, even though I am Jewish and have great self-esteem.
You mean he's the handsome Jew?
Rude.
There can only be one in a generation.
I
Have
don't
you
know
not
why.
read the prophecy?
I don't know why I was leaning into
Yeah,
the
why
mic
you leaning
to get my facial reaction better.
It's a good visual
Actually, he's
gag.
smarter, Jew.
It's a good visual gag.
Proximity
No,
effect
guys,
for your
yo.
face.
Like, if you have not out there, if you have not watched
Yo.
Marriage Story, you are missing out on.
I love how
truly-
I was vindicated by you twice in the space of like a
Look,
couple
the-
hours. Like when you
No,
were like
the
that's
second the trailer for Marriage Story dropped, I told you I was gonna watch the shit out of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
boy.
And let me tell you, you're privy to some acting, and it's
Yo.
a truly understated, harrowing tale.
Even the kid wasn't shit.
Yeah, which was
What?
bizarre.
Yeah.
Oh, probably CGI.
But yeah,
They probably just had what's his face?
Andy Serkis.
No man.
Andy Serkis as the kid.
Oh my god, I'm really out of practice. A young
Jeff Bridges.
There we go. As soon as I said a young, like my brain just pulled it in. They probably had like
Like
a
muscle
really young
memory.
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah. No, like,
But yeah, there are a few moments where you just like,
You
ooh, you cringe a little bit, but not like weird cringe, just like it's painful.
it's a very painful. Like, by the end of it, my wife was in tears.
I'm not big on
My
horror
sister,
movies, but I
my
will
sister as
check it
well.
out.
My sister was properly sobbing by the end of that movie.
Like, because it's just so. It's so.
do you know the moment?
so harsh.
The moment that hit me the hardest is the gates.
Yes.
Oh shit!
Oh,
When
that
they
gate
when they
moment.
close
Yeah.
the gate
And
and there's that
yeah.
there's that
Yeah.
second.
A little heavy-handed,
There's that,
but still.
yeah, but like for me that was like I was just like
Yeah. And you can listen again. And as good as Driver and ScarJo are, like, how good are Laura Dern and Ray Liotta in that movie as well?
yeah.
they were top
Damn.
class.
Like, I haven't seen Ray Liotta in anything in years, and I'm like, I'm behind this guy.
Yeah.
Like,
And because of his face and everything else you've seen him in, you buy him as that character
Yeah, you're
really
like,
easily.
yeah.
I
and-
believe you, Mr. Scumbag.
Yeah, I believe you, Captain Scumbag Laura, and Laura Dern, just a fucking joy to watch.
Oh yeah, always. She's
As
a bit
always.
political though. Her hair
Yeah,
is
well,
a
what
little
color
bit
was her hair?
Blonde.
Blonde.
Oh, that's alright.
well.
But she was
But
wearing
she
that
was
kind of
capable
pensive-
and in a position
She
of
is a
power.
woman though.
What? Some SJW nonsense.
You know what I'm saying? I do like that there's a lot of critique about, the sort of marriage dynamics and the entire process of divorce and
Yes.
how it favors one side over the other and how that's kind of unpacked in the movie. I do like that because I
Yeah.
think it is something that society does need
It's
to acknowledge.
definitely a movie that I will at some point watch again.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know if I could, honestly.
It's a heavy emotionally taxing
yeah,
experience.
it is a taxing experience.
Big on real emotions.
It's a good time though.
Yeah, you should like Martina will bawl her eyes out by the end. I guarantee.
What is it? Just like an advert for cat food or something?
I was just about to say. I mean, that's a pretty.
That's a low.
That's a low bar. I've seen Martina tear up in adverts.
What a treasure.
There was a
Protect
cute
at all
picture one
costs.
time when Martina was like,
Protect.
Ruan and I used to
Protect at all costs.
Ruan and I used to play Battle for Middle Earth against each other, and then they have like the replay of the battle.
Yo, we
and
gotta
with like
get in
with
that.
that Lord of the Rings music, and we'd be like, "Oh no, my troops are dying! Help! Help us, please!" With the music playing, we're like, "Oh!"
Yeah.
All right, next.
All right. Are we ready to enter the top 5? Yeah.
Top 5 of
Yeah,
2019.
In 5th place,
5th place.
Avengers Endgame.
Avengers
than I
Endgame.
I was expecting it to be number 2.
It was my 10.
It was
Really?
It was my
Bottom
10
of my
as
log.
well.
What? It was
Really?
my 2.
Was my number one.
Bottom of
Here's
my log.
here's the thing. Like, and I'm sure Thomas will vindicate me in this. There were just so many good fucking movies
just
that
so
came
many
out
good
this
There were
year.
good movies that came out this year, but there has never been a better cinema experience in my entire
me,
life than
I
when
have-
we were sitting there
Like
watching it.
I never
I
thought
get
I
that.
would have anything that was better than Fury Road in the cinema.
Yeah.
And this just.
It
Dude,
blew
I
it out of
was
the water.
bawling my eyes out while I was
were
laughing,
fucking
while I was
cheering.
rolling. People are standing and shouting, and like
It was a proper
it
experience.
doesn't get better than that. Like
Yeah.
that, and that's what I pay money for when I
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
a film.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, it was a good
Which is
fucking
why it was
time.
my
It
number
was
2.
a great time. Like, don't get us wrong. It's not that we didn't like it.
Because
it
we
was,
did.
We did very much, and it
Watched it
is
3 times at the IMAX. I did.
and it is very high. I watched it twice in the. No, I watched it once in the IMAX and once in the fancy laser cinema.
Laser cinema.
And hot damn, both times it was a fucking great
was a
time
joy.
to just watch, sit there,
Absolute
watch
joy.
it, and enjoy it. And
Payoff
love
after
it.
payoff after payoff.
Yeah, but so much good
There's just
shit
so
came
much
out.
good movies this year.
Like the top 4.
Movies are getting shittier, guys!
Yeah.
no.
I mean, the top 4 are all so fucking strong. Like, you guys don't even know yet.
But yeah, I think we've said a lot about Endgame.
We
It's
have.
just
Yeah.
that it like, especially looking at something like Rise of Skywalker, where you end this massive sort of saga with a movie that's basically like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And versus something like Endgame, where they deep and it's retconning and it's doing all stuff. Where you've got something like Endgame that's like, these are the cards we've been dealt. We're going to
play these
we're
cards.
going
We're gonna
to
play-
respect. Yeah,
Yeah.
We like. There's no like, oh, we didn't like this decision from earlier, so we're gonna retcon it. It's just like, there are these many MacGuffins. We're gonna make a
MacGuffin
bet.
them.
Everything and every character's through line is thought out, and the writing and the writing.
Nothing
and
feels slapdash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything is just worked out.
It's almost as if
flawlessly.
they planned it beforehand.
That's
Not,
crazy.
It's not even a question of planning. Even if there was no plan,
It's a question of
beforehand.
competency and
It's
execution.
like where are we?
Where do we need to go?
Realistically, This movie has one coincidence, which is the Rat releasing releasing
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
Yes.
After that, everything is organic.
Yeah.
Everything's been set up. Nothing is contrived.
Nothing is woo.
Nothing feels like what? Everything.
Everything feels earned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's I mean, to finish off with something that satisfying is just.
Is an achievement in
Amazing.
and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
That was number 5.
It's also like of these. I'll say it now. Endgame is the one I will rewatch the most out of this top 10
For sure.
by far.
Maybe.
It's got the most rewatch value.
It's
for
got the
me.
most rewatch value, I think.
Oh, it's fucking.
It's the one that I have definitely rewatched.
I think
the
I've seen it
most.
like 8
Yeah.
or 9 times now, and I've
Yeah.
watched the battle scene probably like
25.
probably
at
around
least.
20, 25.
I mean, why not? In 4th position,
fourth position.
Number 4.
It's like Podium, but nearly.
it's like
like they did they trip?
Maybe.
Did they not hear the gun go off?
Maybe.
they might not have heard the gun go off. It's Martin Scorsese's The Irishman.
Yo.
That was
what
pretty
a
low on my
fuck-
list. That was
My
like
personal.
9.
This is
That was your
this is-
personal number 1.
This is my personal number 1. Like,
Yeah.
It was low on my list too, but fucking hell.
This is a
great
movie that was tailor-made for Marcus.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is all me. It's the historical fiction. It's Martin Scorsese. It's gangsters sitting in cars talking about crime, and I love that shit.
No, it was. I loved the pacing. I loved everything.
Jesus, the
And
pacing was
also,
so impressive.
Little soapbox moment. I'm getting sick of people talking about the de-aging being bad, and these videos on YouTube.
It was okay. It was
like-
bad in one sequence. It broke me in one sequence, and that's the first time you meet him.
Yes.
When you meet him and they're fixing the car, there's a little bit of head
Yeah.
wobble, and I was like,
what I will
but
say,
the rest of it is fucking
thing is,
good.
though,
The rest of it was
there's all
fine.
these YouTube videos about like, oh, guys using a free app humiliate, and then you look at them and they look like fucking like they look like what's that?
Look like
Something
Unreal
Express.
characters.
What is that movie where everyone was CG?
Polo Express.
Polo Express. It looks like fucking that, and it's like fuck you. The thing is, it's not just about de-aging. I think that seems to be the critique, like that somehow the technology isn't there to make them look even younger.
Yeah.
It's not like they.
It's the de-aging with the fidelity to keep the facial.
It's
like,
where the actors
minutia.
can just act.
Yeah.
Like those deep fakes only work from certain angles.
So-
the eyes look fucking weird.
Yeah.
And also having them realistically at a number of ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch
Old.
Did you watch the VFX breakdown of? So did you watch it?
Like filming with triple camera.
Yeah, and washing everything out with ultraviolet light so that actors don't have to have dots all over their face
Yeah.
or wear motion capture rig,
So they-
which is great because
It's
It doesn't
annoying,
even
it's
act.
awful.
It does, yes, and
it's
for
a
someone
fucking
who's
awful.
in his late 70s like Scorsese to embrace the new technology like that is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, he saw them do something
would-
similar in the Marvel movies. He was like, I fucking love those. I
This is
want to
like
do something
a
like
theme
that.
park ride.
I want to put this theme park in my ride.
Yeah, I thought, and just the movie was fucking exceptional.
It
Like,
was
I
beautiful.
love the pacing. I
fact-
love the tone.
Yeah.
The fact that a 3-hour and 40-minute movie did not feel
Did not
long.
drag.
I felt like
did not
like
drag.
1.5, 2 hours. Like I
There,
was just
there is one moment where I'm like, and that was there's an actual editing mistake.
Oh, really?
In the
Yeah.
movie, there is a foible
yeah.
where there's a bit of a jump cut.
Yeah.
They don't properly cut one take into
I'll fix
another.
it in the director's cut.
I think they will. And I remember like I thought it was like, what, did I just doze off? Did I just fall asleep? And I backed up and I watched it again and I was like, no, there's actually like a half frame missing from one cut in the edit. And I was like, that's bizarre.
Ah, didn't notice. Well, I mean, if you're nitpicking like that,
No, you see, that's
Yeah.
how deep I have to get in to nitpick.
Yeah. It's,
We'll get into how deep you have
and
to
the
be
acting,
into nitpick when we
the
get to.
acting from
Yeah, we
everyone,
will.
The acting was.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You,
Say
I-
that
I
you
foresee it
should watch
cleaning
on
up.
Netflix. There's a sort of a
That
roundtable.
half an hour thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did you watch
I
it?
did,
The
yeah.
conversations about
My-
the Irishman. Like these guys were just made to work together. Like they
I-
barely even rehearsed the scene.
One of my-
I'm just so
went in.
happy for you, Marcus, of us. Like, we've been talking about it since CineBeards began.
And
Yes.
imagine
And
that
that
been
it-
trash.
And it came out and it was incredible.
Yeah.
So I'm
it's
I'm
the
glad
Infinity
about
I
War
was
of gangster
vid-
films.
I
know.
it.
vindicated.
was!
It was the team.
It was. I mean, and here's the thing. Like, I am now ready and willing to let Martin Scorsese die and have this be his last movie.
I'm glad. I'm sure.
I'm ready for him to.
I'm sure he'll be happy to know that.
One of my only things,
It's like,
And-
sleep now, my sweet child.
yeah, and I know this sounds a bit, is I, just from an Oscar perspective, I am not sold on the fact that, what's his name that played, Hoffa was
Yeah.
nominated for Best Supporting over Daniel Craig for Knives Out.
Yes,
Yeah.
I understand that.
I
You know why?
do not
You know
feel
why?
that
I-
is warranted.
I know why. Because Daniel Craig's character in Knives Out is seen as a comedic character.
But it's not a comedic
I
character.
know, but I'm saying that's how it's seen.
I
And
know.
that's how
Okay.
the Academy
Yeah,
works.
so that
It's the same as Logan Lucky.
yes. So I feel that that's a bit of a
Yeah, that's one of the things.
A
It's like
robbery?
superhero movies always talking about how oppressed they are, but like comedy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we are gonna get more of him in a sequel.
yes, we are
Oh,
focused on him.
Give it to me.
What a good time. Right, Marcus. Number
Number
three.
three.
Number
The
3.
loser of the winners.
You just mentioned it. Knives Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson's bouncing back from critically acclaimed
multi-billion dollar
billion-dollar
success. The Last
Well,
Jedi.
Hot damn I have missed whodunits, and this one
Yeah.
just ticked every single
Every
box.
single
I
box.
can't believe, like,
all the things were there for you to figure it out.
Yeah.
And you could figure it out.
I loved that it was not the whodunit in terms of they take the whodunit
Yeah.
from the beginning to
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was a double whodunit.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
love that because I was like, when they revealed the whodunit, I was like, I can't believe they're revealing it. What the fuck's the rest of the
You
movie?
did this.
And then it was like,
You did this. Oh, that was so good.
Oh my god, I love that movie so much.
my favorite is the mug drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the end, my house, my rules.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Guys,
It's such a
seriously.
feel good. It's just such
It's
a fucking
still
feel
it's still
good
in
thing.
cinemas.
Yeah.
By the time this goes out, it might not still be in cinemas, but if it is, run out and go watch
And
this
her
movie.
performance, Aras?
Aris, yeah,
Something Joy from Blade
Oh,
Runner.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So fucking good.
And-
Everything about
Oh,
that.
everybody.
And it just feels like you get that feeling in a film where it just feels like everyone on set is having such a good time.
Yeah.
And I love that everybody in the movie is like this caricature archetype of things that exist in reality
Yes.
today. It's
I mean,
it's
that's the thing
fantastic.
is, there's always the temptation if you're going back to the whole Agatha Christie thing to just recycle those archetypes. But
Yeah.
people forget those archetypes were
We're time
contemporary. Yeah.
Yes.
And like, so if you're gonna do a modern Agatha Christie, you have to do contemporary.
And the
archetypes.
archetypes was fantastic because
Yeah.
they're all existing in today's world.
Like,
and
I love Chris Evans as an asshole.
such
yeah.
a good
I just
asshole.
love Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love, but like Ransom is just such a great character.
His name is Ransom.
And
But like the whole thing and the twists
Yeah.
and the
And Frank
reveals
Oz.
and
I
everything.
can't believe they had him in there and he wasn't.
And he
the
wasn't
villain.
the bad
You have
guy.
Michael Shannon and he's not the villain. That's the biggest red herring in that film.
Yeah.
That's like having Sean Bean in a movie and he doesn't die.
Exactly.
He's
That happens, but
having
like
Sean,
what?
having Sean Bean in Final Destination.
Yeah.
And he plays Death.
Yeah.
And Christopher Plummer in there,
God.
like even though he has very little to do, like
He brings it.
everyone just worked in that movie.
Everyone absolutely brings it.
I think I know how our top two are gonna go, and
Yes, sir.
because only one of the two of them we have all seen.
Yep.
Okay.
So, spoiler alert, in second position, Jason, if you would mind lifting that up for a visual gag,
I will hold it up to the mic so they can hear it.
that is our number 2 movie.
God damn you.
Sam.
God
so
damn
sorry.
you. God
That's,
damn
what's
you.
the point difference between that and our number one? Because number one we've all four seen.
4 points.
4 points.
Fuck
so if that was
you.
basically anywhere on your list, it would have been number one.
Yeah.
Well, in my defense, I am an idiot.
You are an idiot.
And in my
And al-
defense, I didn't remind you.
And also, in my defense, this makes our award show more legitimate because this is basically what happens with the Oscars.
yeah.
Basically.
You only allowed to
For
see
those
the
of you
road-
that are lost, we're talking, of course, about
Sam
Nine-
Mendes' fucking
1,917.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a lengthy
with
title. but
some
it's good.
of, and I'm gonna say it like, I thought Roger Deakins had hit his peak with Blade Runner 2049,
Boy, was I wrong.
and then 1917 came out, and I'm like, I was fully erect.
Damn.
I was ready there in that cinema.
Yeah.
You must have been pretty scare roused.
I
Is
was
it
Oh,
on the,
yeah.
It's on the IMAX store. right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna.
No,
go
you
this
have
week.
to.
You have to.
I
Like,
know.
it'll probably only be there 1 week.
Yeah.
Like you have to.
Yes.
In-
Oh
in
no,
all
but
honesty-
I have a full-time office job.
Oh.
And honestly, if you want to go see it in, like, I'm not doing, like, the Japanese schools closed down, so I got my evenings free.
Oh, nice.
So I am more than happy to come watch it on the
Yeah, call
IMAX
us.
again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because hot freaking damn.
It is suspenseful. It is scary. It is expertly paced. It is beautifully shot.
It is harrowing.
It is harrowing. It's one of the scariest war movies I've ever seen.
Oh.
And it starts and ends so beautifully, and it's one
The tension
hell of a
is-
fucking movie.
And we watched it with a literal historical expert.
Yeah, the
Expert.
Yeah.
keyboards that we
That's
were
someone
talking
who
about.
immigrated from an
From
expert. Yeah.
Keyboards that we were talking about in the bad
Yeah.
movies one, who like nitpicks every little thing wrong with production design in history movies. He had one complaint about 1917, and that's the one character's little shield that's in front of his clip was up instead of down.
And he then immediately said, well, it might have even been a stylistic narrative choice because he's meant to represent that he's green as a soldier. So he could even buy that.
Which
Oh,
is
wow.
ridiculous.
I've been friends with this man for going on 10 years now.
He sounds
He's
exhausting.
never said that about any
Damn.
movie.
Yeah.
Ever.
I was iffy about Sam Mendes as a director until the opening shot of 1917.
What, you mean the
You mean-
opening shot that is like 20 minutes?
Yes, the opening shot that is the entire runtime of the movie.
Yeah, haha. One of the best parts is looking at the movie and figuring out where the hidden cuts are.
Yeah.
Because there are
It's-
3 pretty obvious cuts,
Yes.
and then there are 3 where you can see they've hidden it.
And the others,
then-
you're just like, but what is it? The moment where the
Spoilers. by the way.
spoilers by the way.
Spoilers.
The moment where the battalion of soldiers kind of materialize out of the trees.
Yes.
Yeah.
They just like swim
that-
into focus out of nothing, and
With
that
that guy singing.
and that amazingly haunting song, and the camera pans around the faces of those extras, and you're like, these are kids about to die,
Yeah.
and they're just so. It is just so powerful.
Okay, let's pull Dion back in.
Yeah.
The big thing for me is this is the only war movie I've seen other than Jarhead that has not a single moment in it that glorifies war.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This
The
whole
entire
movie
time
is
it makes war
is
look like
fucking
war.
shit.
War
is
is shit. The people don't want to be there. It's shit for
War
them.
is
They're
hell.
not glorious. The glory about it means fuck all.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean,
It is
there's
even
a narrative
highlighted in the narrative.
about how
The glory is bullshit.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
awesome.
Also, the sound design for the gunfire is so
Thomas-
effective.
Thomas jumped
that
out of his
I
seat
nearly
on
had a
3
fucking heart
occasions.
attack.
Oh, we were sitting there. He's like, oh shit.
There was a
Seriously?
point where I literally jumped out of my seat.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Was it the rat?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Man.
Biggie was sitting next to me, and he's a big guy. He was airborne for seconds at a time.
Oh shit.
No,
I can't wait.
the sound design is fantastic. Roger Deakins just absolutely nails it, especially in the burnt city. Oh my god.
And even like, and that's not even talking about how effective the score itself is.
Jesus, the way it swells up when there's tension on screen and then subsides, but never really goes away.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
It's very reminiscent of Zimmer's Dunkirk.
yes, very.
Yes.
The
Yes.
influence is heavy and
Yeah.
very easily recognizable, but
Shepard
so fucking good.
Yeah.
It doesn't use the same techniques, but it's yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
the same
It's
DNA is there.
Good God. Good
This
God.
movie is fucking fantastic.
job.
Good, yeah. Movies are getting worse though,
Oh,
so
oh,
that's
yeah,
sad.
yeah, yeah.
Movies
It's
are
a
getting
pity.
worse, but 1917 for some reason ended
It's
up
not
being
nominated for best editing.
Good. Yeah.
But
It's nominated for a lot of other things.
it is.
thankfully.
It has 10 nominations.
But
last time I
it's
checked.
not my gripe with its lack of nomination for best editing is my same gripe with the fact that Midsommar was not nominated for best cinematography. Both of those things are critically important to the way the story is told.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're executed flawlessly and they're not acknowledged, which is
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
I, have
I think
a problem.
part of the
Because-
thing is like if something that's meant to look like a continuous shot ends up looking to a layman like a continuous shot, then why would they consider it for editing? You know,
But
what
we're
I
not
mean?
talking about the layman.
I
we're talking about the
I can
Academy.
understand
That's what I
that
said.
rationale
The
from the point of the Academy.
But the thing is,
Didn't Suicide Squad get an Oscar?
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
the single shot plays so heavily into how exhausted you feel by the end of the movie.
Yeah, especially because it is an
you-
exceptionally physical experience for the
Yeah.
actors.
Yeah, and you're looking at the guy on the screen, and you're just like, "Fuck! Can we just get a break?
Yeah.
Can we just
Can
take
we just get 2
5?
minutes? to just relax a bit."
And then whenever you think he gets those 2 minutes, nope,
Nope.
nope,
Man,
because
it
war
is
is
so
hell
good.
and fuck you.
Basically, that's the movie. War is
can't-
hell and
I
fuck
can't wait
you.
to see this.
It's
Now I'm just so
I-
curious about what's on number one.
From a historical perspective, I love that the Germans are referred to by no less than 4 different terms in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're called Germans, they are called Jerry, they are called Krauts, and they are called the Huns.
Yes.
Which is perfect. It's exactly what they would refer to.
Yeah, keyboards just afterwards was like, oh, and the little things that they put on their helmet, those little accents.
My keyboards was breaking it down, like the stuff that they got right, and like the things that were accurately portrayed through production design, and yeah.
And again,
I have never seen Jake/Keyboards that excited about anything.
No, never.
Oh,
and I was there on his marriage day.
the last thing I can
I don't
mention about 1917 is it is proof positive that there are no small actors, just small parts.
Yes.
The other way.
No?
Other way.
No, it's not the other way.
Yeah.
No,
Joe
it's-
Pesci?
Shut up.
That's all.
No, but Marcus is right, because they save all of their big name actors for officers who are
Yeah.
playing bit part roles, like Mark Strong, Himpy Dink Wampalonk, and Colin Firth.
Yeah.
Are all
Cucumber Bandersnatch.
they're all these British.
Cumberbund blind man.
They're all majors and colonels and generals, which makes perfect sense. Them being these
Recognizable.
Yeah, but the two leads, no fucking idea who they are.
Yeah.
That's
Never seen them before, but goddamn, do they do
Like
an
Dunkirk.
act?
Yeah. They do an act, and the generals are all like that. You immediately sense their authority.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. It was a great choice.
It's fantastic.
Good job, Sam.
It's the best. It's the
Good job,
best
Nina Gold.
portrayal of
She did the casting.
the
So it
first.
probably is the best movie of the year.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
for technical reasons.
For technical reasons.
For technical reasons, it's number 2.
For reasons of forgetfulness. I'm sure they're gonna be they're gonna
I'm
be devastated.
super fine with our number one.
What is
I'm
our number
super,
one?
I know exactly what it is.
You
I
could have sussed it
can't-
out by
I
now.
can't think of it.
Bong Joon-ho.
Bong Joon-ho's fucking opus of a film, Parasite.
Oh, of course, yes. I was like, this is probably going to be top 10. I need to watch it. And yesterday, I was just like, when I finally finished the thing and sent it to Joe, I was like, okay, cool. I have to get Marcus my list. Quickly watch Parasite. Oh my god!
Oh my god! What is this?
Jason should just edit this in beforehand. We strongly suggest that if you have not seen Parasite, go watch it now and
Go watch
then
it
come
live,
back
yeah.
and listen to
Yeah,
us.
because
yeah,
it's
shit.
Because
an
it's so
experience
easy
that
to
needs to be not tainted.
What a fantastically twisted.
I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
After
The
this, after
Yeah, I
this,
went in blind
we're gonna
as well.
watch the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys are gonna be so fucking confused because I have no idea who cut that trailer together. But the person who did would clearly received a piece of paper that just said, "Make this look like a horror movie."
Yeah.
And so I went in with those expectations. Also, on the back of my knowledge that I've seen his other movies, which are all horrors and thrillers.
No, they're
Yeah.
not.
Well,
Okja isn't.
So, well, Okja's.
Okja has
and
very much
and
like a horror influence. to
Snowpiercer,
it.
I wouldn't call a horror.
I would call it a horror. It's a horrifying time.
It's more action than horror, I'd say, but it does have that one scene that describes horror,
Yes.
where Captain America tells you that he knows how babies taste.
But what about the dark fight with that's pretty horrifying too.
Regardless.
Irregardless.
Parasite, yeah,
even.
I had absolutely, like, just no. I was like, I saw the poster and I saw the name, and that's all I knew, and I was like, okay, cool, definitely some kind of weird, fucking twisted horror.
I know there
I'm
was
waiting for it, and I'm waiting for it, and I'm
despite
waiting for it.
not technically being a horror. I know there was one moment where you probably went, "Ew,"
Yeah.
which was when he threw the rock.
Oh, he smashes him in the head with a rock twice.
By the way,
No, but it's the throw afterwards that you see.
And it
the
just,
impact.
actually,
Yeah.
Thomas, you should just, Jason should just edit this in beforehand. We strongly suggest that if you have not seen Parasite, go watch it now and
Go watch
then
it
come
blind,
back
yeah.
and listen to
Yeah,
us.
because
yeah,
it's
shit.
Because
an
it's so
experience
easy
that
to
needs to be not tainted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I went in completely dry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if I am because
there
the
were so
way
many,
it,
like little pools and twists.
yeah, like
Oh, the moment though where I was like, okay, cool, here is the seismic shift.
when they go down into the basement.
Yeah.
No, is where the woman where they're all sitting around having fun, drinking everything,
And
then
she
there's
shows
the
up.
call when she's at the door.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck.
And
Like,
she's
now
like,
that
Suddenly,
you're
and she's like,
I just feel really.
and she's like, don't
fucking
worry, I
uneasy."
cut the CCTV footage.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Don't worry,
I'm
I
sorry.
placed the gun on top of the mantle.
Yeah.
It's like, Yeah,
Yeah,
gut-wrenching
as soon as she
stuff.
rocked up, I was like, something horrible is gonna happen.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it wasn't the something horrible that you
No.
expected.
And then they're like, where is she? And then they come back and she's busy pushing the shelf. But it looks so unnatural, that position.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck's going on? What's going on?
It
I'm
was
still waiting.
fantastic because last night I had a horror movie night, and myself and the other guy there, Richard, we've both seen the movie, and everyone else had not. And they were just like, what is this movie? And we're like, we can't tell you, just watch it. And we got to experience their uncomfort and unease the whole way through. And I must say, it was delicious. It felt
I can
very
fucking imagine,
good for
but
me to
yes.
just absorb.
And they were that one shot was amazing, where the guy goes down into the basement later, like after he like accidentally
He
drops
drops
the
the
rock. And then like the camera's like looking up at his face. And you
Yes.
just see the ring or like the wire.
Where it
like,
goes over his head.
just coming into shot, cuts away, comes back, because you're like, nothing happened with it. It cuts away, comes back, and it's still there.
Yeah.
And then whoops. Yeah.
The cinematography of, especially that sequence in the living room where they're under the table and the two are on the couch and like the
Jesus.
table looks like the floor and you can see his feet on the edge of the fucking
Yeah.
frame.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Tense,
And the one where he's like,
tense.
where he's crawling away,
And then-
the
kid's
child
like,
radios, and he just lies dead still.
And you just see his feet on the edge of frame, just
Yeah.
barely highlighted.
Woo, mama. So good.
And yet somehow it still has a somewhat positive message in throughout this whole harrowing experience.
Yeah,
That's-
like
yeah.
social critique.
Yeah, the fact that it has the social critique in it, and the fact that the director is just the coolest guy.
Man, I love what he said to Todd Phillips.
Yeah.
Are you a chain smoker? Yes, you look like one.
I tried to describe it to Martina because she wants like a little
Yeah.
more before she'll watch because I really wanted to see it. And then I told her like the first half it's basically a heist movie.
The Grift. The
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
is The Grift, the movie.
Yes, the first half is just this heist that they managed to pull off perfectly, and then you realize there's an hour left.
And you're like,
Yeah.
oh no.
oh shit!
But yeah, and I mean they plan it and execute it perfectly.
so
It's
good.
such
And
a
there's so
When
many
they're
little-
rehearsing and everything.
Yeah.
And there's so many little red herrings, like when the kids, like, they smell the same. And you're like, oh shit,
Oh,
they're
shit.
gonna get found out.
Yeah, oh, don't worry, that's just what
it's like-
poors smell like.
It's just what the poor...
Leave the poors alone.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
But like how they all like contribute to the plan and don't even talk about it, but just mention it offhand and they work it in. Like how the sister leaves the evidence in the car.
yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit, this is backfiring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
like, I'm
absolutely.
like, is she going to try and like seduce the driver now?
Or the
'cause he's a young,
husband, like, trying to
attractive-
get him in trouble?
Yeah.
Like, where's it gonna go? And you're like,
Yeah.
no. They're just fucking on the grift
Yeah.
all the
All
time.
the time.
Hardcore.
So cool.
Even
so
when they're
cool.
eating their meal at the beginning, they're like, this is a place for drivers. Like, yeah, eat all you can.
Yeah. Yo. Fucking.
Hell of a film, and I'm just
What a
glad
great
that
film. I'm glad that he's getting recognition for this film.
Yeah, yes.
You know, I hope that people now go back and watch Okja and Snowpiercer and The Host.
Okja,
and,
you can take or leave, to be
Yeah.
honest. But
But
yeah,
no, you
Host.
should take it.
but The Host, though.
The host, though.
Fucking watch
Yeah.
The Host.
The host and Snow. Like, here's the thing about Bong Joon-ho. He is to me like a Hideo Kojima type figure, and he's got a very specific aesthetic style and taste.
But his
Okay.
self-indulgence is never to the detriment of his
Of his
Yeah.
product.
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
he's a little bit esoteric, but you know what? If you're
But
on
you
board
can
with
figure it out.
If you're on board with Bong Joon-ho, you're gonna have a hell of a fucking time watching everything he makes.
And he'll never direct a superhero movie because he doesn't like tight outfits.
Yep.
His whole quote is great because he's like, I don't like it. Like, it makes me feel physically uncomfortable to look at people in tight clothing. Someone else can do it, but never me.
It's just like such a
I'm just like,
weird
oh, so
stuff.
pure.
It's a weird whole hang-up.
Yeah.
We must protect him.
So that whole and even the comedy in Parasite is just
Yeah.
so
it's
good.
really good because it's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
The other one that had really good comedic moments was The Irishman, which also surprised
With
me.
its
Yeah.
strangely comedic
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah.
Like it was like really funny at times.
Yeah.
Just super unexpected. I love that.
There's also that hilarious moment in 1970.
Oh god, so funny.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a fucking solid
Yo.
top 10.
Yeah, solid proof that movies are getting
Movies
worse.
are getting so much worse.
worse. And if you need any recommendations, just watch any of the 27 movies we've just recommended to you.
And also
Yeah.
some of the bad ones.
Yeah, some of the bad ones.
Yeah,
Oh,
actually,
but,
yeah.
okay, you know, we've talked a lot about the movies that are the best and there is, but we all know what the real best movie of this year was.
Endgame.
Twisted
Yep.
Pair
Yeah.
by Neil Breen.
Yes.
I mean, that's what Andre would say.
That's what I would say.
It was that like
I produced that film.
watching Twisted Pair
Dead.
produced by our very own Thomas middle name omitted Sharp.
You know, if it starts with an N or B, it's actually Neil Breen.
Yeah. It's
Thomas
it
B.
was
Shaw.
it was one of my favorite non-cinema film experiences
Well,
of the year.
it did get a cinema release.
Limited. He went on tour with
He
it.
went on tour. They were shown in cinemas.
They refused
Yeah.
to come here. Thomas emailed him
I
directly.
emailed, I petitioned, I asked as a producer. You know, can we get this happening? Unfortunately, not commercially viable. I respect that. I respect the hustle.
He's really just a titan of industry.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. That's seriously.
I think
guys.
also because he's a flight risk. You know.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I think he's just afraid of our prostitutes, really.
Also, you're
Yeah.
only allowed so many laptops as
Yeah, how many laptops can you have?
The man loves laptops.
I was,
You need to watch. We'll have a Breening for you.
Yeah, please.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have to be there for the Dion Breening.
Because I'm always ready to Breen.
Alright,
Always.
well,
That
that
was
was
it.
the Cinebeards.
We have
That
been
was
the
our
Cinebeards.
top 10 of last year. I'm probably going to rewatch most of them.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna watch most of them.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch The Haunting of Sharon Tate tonight.
Ooh, boy. Enjoy.
Oh god.
Drink Krabbies.